What's up, people? It's the Big Kahuna doing another video. And so you know, I'm actually not playing a game. I'm actually watching Twitch. Somebody's playing Forza 5. Little dude over here in the corner. So anyway, to get on my video, I'd like to start off with a shout out to Cool Runnings 718. He said something that was really cool in the comment section. I don't know, maybe somebody's heard this before or said this before or whatever, but the stuff that he said, it speaks volumes about the way people act when it comes to video games and in the video game community. But what he said was, fanboys, they don't love their favorite system, they only hate yours. And that's so true, because I've only been doing this for maybe a week or so, and I have like a couple videos up, and I've done some comparison videos, and I'm about to do one now too. And I guess the Sony fanboys, not the fans, but the fanboys, because there have been some fans, Sony fans, that come to my site and, you know, say, yeah, you're not biased, blah, 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 whatever. And that's cool, because I have both of them. So when you say that you have this one and you have this one, but you play this one more than this one, it's like you just raped their little sister or something. I can't believe that you play this thing more than this thing. This thing is more powerful. It does 1080p. It has indie games. It does 60 frames per second. It has a better controller. It's smaller. It looks better. Well, all that stuff doesn't matter to me. Last video I did, I was playing a game on this in 1080p, native 1080p, at locked 60 frames per second, not unlocked. Now, the reason why I don't like this as much as this is because I had Killzone. And right now I'm going to tell you, the only Killzone I ever liked was Killzone 2. That was a good game. All the other ones, this is my opinion, sucked ass. The last one that I just had for the PlayStation 4 sucked major ass. It looked good. It was a beautiful game, but it just was boring, really boring. And I took it back to GameStop and got money back for it. And Knack, that's another exclusive for AAA exclusive for the PlayStation 4. I'm sorry I didn't throw the AAA in there. Knack. I actually would try the game or actually play the game, but I can tell that there's no way I'm paying $60 for that game. That game at most should be at least $30. And some people say that, you know, I made it a little too high, but I think in fairness, it should be $30. Now, the other exclusive that they have, and I've only mentioned two so far, is Infamous Second Son. Now, Infamous Second Son, I might pick that up, but I'm a little hesitant because I'm mainly an online multiplayer gamer. So, all the games, I have 13 games on the X1. 3 of them are on disc, the rest of them are digital. The only game that I've completed is Rise, Son of Rome. That was the only game that had me juiced to play single player. And I played through that and beat it 3 times. And it also has multiplayer. So now I can go to multiplayer and play the multiplayer. So, Infamous Second Son is just a single player game. Once I beat it, I might go through it once or twice, maybe 3 times, and then I'm going to want to take it back, because then there's no need for me to play it again. So I don't feel like I'm getting my $60 worth. But that's my opinion. So other people might buy and think, you know, God dag, this game is so good, I should have paid them $80. And that would be their opinion. And I couldn't argue with them about that because that is their opinion. But it's just not worth $60 to me. To me, if it's a single player game with no multiplayer, then to me, it's half of a game. So it should be half the price. Now, granted, before one of you guys see a video of me doing some Titanfall gameplay or something like that, and you say, oh yeah, but you got Titanfall and that's only online multiplayer. Well, yes, it's online multiplayer, but as I stated before in a little bit before in this video, I'm an online guy. I still don't like the fact that I had to pay $60 for online multiplayer. And yes, it still should be $30 because to me it's still half a game. But I'll be more willing to pay $60 for an online multiplayer game versus paying $60 for a single player game. But anyway, also I wanted to touch on something because one of my subscribers, I'm not sure if he's a subscriber, he might be a viewer, but he sounded like a PlayStation fanboy, not a fan, but a fanboy. He was upset because I didn't compare the install times for the games on the PlayStation and the X1. So, for that guy, I'm going to tell you right now, the PlayStation takes about 2 minutes before you can play your game. That is freaking awesome. The X1 takes an eternity. It takes at least 45 minutes before you get to start playing the game, and that might, at least in my experience, that might be at 23%. So that's awful. But guess what? That does not make this a better console just because of that one thing. And if you've seen my previous videos where all the Sony fanboys, not the fans, got upset, was because, and like I said, they took the whole video out of context because they was so worried about the voice controls, which I use all the time, but they were so worried about the voice controls. The video wasn't even about that. The video was about the feature where you upload the videos and you can trim the videos, put special effects on the videos, and things like that, where the PS4 is lacking, because all you can do right now is trim them. And I also said in that video that it was also coming to PS4. But of course, the fanboys skipped right over that and just started attacking the Kinect. So, anyway, then I compared the way they move from application to application, which, once again, the PS4 is behind. And they was pissed about that. So because it kind of showed that the PS4 in a bad light, they was upset. It was like I, slapped their mama in the face or something. But I just said that the install times on this is horrible, and the install times on this is excellent. So now, are you going to jump up and beat your chest because I said that? Because that's a positive thing. Okay, now that we got that out of the way for the Sony fanboy who said, why didn't you talk about that? There's all kinds of things I haven't talked about. That's why you make more videos. But anyway, getting to my review of the controllers. I'm going to start off with the PlayStation 4. Tell you what I like about it and what I don't like about it. The one thing I like about it is this thing feels solid. It feels like I could just take this thing and just throw it on the floor and it'll just bounce up and still be alright. It feels very solid, very nicely constructed. And I have to say this also. This thing is so far beyond the first controller that the previous controllers that they have. It makes no sense. But I also like to say that it feels really good in your hands, really good. And another good thing about it is they have a little speaker there. Of course, they got that from the Wii, but you know that functions pretty well. I mean, sometimes you don't know that some voice is going to come out of it and it startles you, but other than that, that's pretty good. Okay, now let's move on to the analog sticks. I freaking hate these analog sticks. They are horrible. Now, they went from the original controllers with the analog sticks that had the dome on the top, and it was like hard keeping your thumbs on it. It felt like they always want to slip off. This time, they're concave with a dome inside of the concave. So it goes down a little bit, but it still has a little dome inside, and I hate that because I still feel like my fingers or my thumbs are slipping off of that. So, and the fact that these analog sticks are so loose, it feels like kind of like the my son has a the Vita, and I hate that thing. And I know you fanboys love it and will probably crucify me for that too, but I don't like it. Well, generally I can just say I'm not a handheld gamer anyway, so screw that. But anyway, getting back to this. The D-pad is good. I like the D-pad, and there's nothing wrong with these buttons. The buttons are pretty good too. The option button and the share button, they are, to me, way too small, and I feel like I'm not pressing them very well. So I don't really like these that much. Okay, let's move on to the bumpers. The bumpers up top, they're nice. Nothing wrong with those. The triggers, even though they're leaps and bounds over the previous controller, they still need some work. They feel like they're really cheap and like I could just break these off with no problem. So that's my review of the PlayStation 4 controller. It feels very good. Actually, it feels better in my hand than the X1 controller. Oh snap, did I say that? But anyway, other than that, that's my review of the PlayStation 4 controller. Let's move on to the X1. Now, you have all kinds of people that have their own opinions of this controller. Some people don't like it, some people love it, or whatever. But I'll tell you what I like about the controller. It feels very comfortable in your hands. Not as comfortable as the PlayStation 4's controller. Oh snap, I said it again. But it feels comfortable anyway, nonetheless. The analog sticks. I thought the analog sticks were going to be horrible because the tops of them were smaller. But you get used to that very quick. And as you can see, they have a dome in them. An actual dome in them. And my thumbs fit right in there, and it doesn't feel like my thumbs are going to just fly on out. These are a little looser than 360 thumbsticks, but they're still adequate. The buttons, they're pretty good. And I don't care. There's a lot of people out there that are hating on these bumpers and hating on these triggers. I actually like the bumpers and the trigger way better than the ones on the 360. So, when it comes down to both of these controllers, I would give a slight edge to this one. Even though this one feels better, I hate the analog sticks. The triggers are miles ahead of those bumpers that they had on the previous controllers, but they still need some work to me. I feel like if I press too hard, this thing will break right on off. So I give the slight edge to this. But of course you would, because you're an Xbot. No, I'm not. I'm just giving you an honest opinion. So, anyway, that's the end of my video. Thanks for coming. And once again, shout out to Cool Runnings 718. Fanboys, they don't love their favorite system. They only hate yours. Peace out.